Let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! Six! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Sweet 16 Thursday. This is the Rush Radio Show brought to you by Willis Automotive and Willis Hawkeyes Pre-Owned. Yes, Willis is in Hawkeyes, a great selection of pre-owned vehicles to choose from and very close to home. Start your buying journey at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at rushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like button, give this channel a subscription, and start leaving your comments in the comments section. And, of course, you can call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on our social media channels. Hello there, Ross Peterson.
What's up, buddy?
Well,
ready for a fun day?
My day's off to a good start. You want to know why my day's off to a good start?
Yes, I do.
Because I'm drinking 26 grams of protein from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling and Core Power. So, yes, got the Core Power to start my day. Thank Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company for making that happen. And you can't go wrong with 26 grams of protein to start your day.
Like it. Been a while since I've had the Core Power. But no, good on you, man. Get your day started right.
That's right.
I've got coffee with heavy whipping cream in it.
Oh, I tell you what. Now, is it whipped or is it just the straight? Because remember, I think Anjanette turned
Courtney onto it.
Courtney onto that, right?
Yeah, Anjanette told Courtney about the heavy whipping cream in the coffee, and it's
a game changer. You're like,
really good.
You're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Half and half is one thing, but heavy whipping cream? Yeah, we're gonna go down that road.
I like Tank got my day started right. We woke up, the first comment we had at 6:01. Fuck Nebraska. Thanks, Tank. Right there with you, brother.
One of those days. With you. I recorded a podcast last night. I did my Husker Doc Talk podcast last night, and we had Kerry Cohorn on. Kerry's grew up in Iowa. He was the state's all-time leading scorer up until a couple years ago. And it was I was getting beat up from both sides, but I tried to hold my own. I think I held my own. I think it's going to be a good game. We're going to talk more about it. We'll hear from Ben McCullum a little bit later on. We'll hear from Fred Hoiberg a little bit later on. And Ross, I wore this on Sunday, and I'm like, I got up this morning, and I'm like, I'm wearing it again. I'm wearing it again.
I don't remember what I was wearing on Sunday.
I'm a
firm believer in whatever I was wearing had nothing to do with how the team did.
Because it was I had a fellow Hawk fan over on Sunday, and he walks in. We were both wearing Iowa gear. He goes, "You're wearing Iowa gear." I go, "You're wearing Iowa gear." And so he texted me right after the game, and he's like, "Go Hawks!" And I'm like, "Well, I got to wear this on Thursday." And then today, at the office, we're having an NCAA tournament party. So we're taking the afternoon off. We're having a big catered lunch, even though the games aren't until tonight. But it's just a camaraderie thing. I'm showing up in full Iowa gear. Everybody's going to be in red. I'm showing up in full Iowa gear.
Hell yeah.
Have fun with it, man. Have fun with it. That's what I plan on doing.
So those guys last night, did they beat you up to the point that you started to question?
No, not at all. Not at all. Both of them are smart enough to know that, you look at the first two games, and I think it's going to be another close game. I mean, I don't think Iowa's going to blow Nebraska out. I don't think Nebraska's going to blow Iowa out. What was the first game was a 2-point loss by Nebraska, and then the second game was an overtime win by Nebraska?
No, it was more than 2-point loss. Hawks beat Nebraska by like 5. 5? Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it was close, but I remember it didn't fall into those one-possession games that we looked at earlier. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why it surprised us, because they stormed the court, so it felt like it was like a last second.
So, I mean, that's my feeling. But, I mean, what do you think? What's your gut feeling today?
I'm feeling I'm not confident, but I'm optimistic. The Hawkeyes are playing better basketball right now than they were any of those times in either of those games against Nebraska. And yeah, I think that they know this team. They can disrupt this team. They can beat this team. I like I'm not confident. I like the Hawkeyes' chances.
Well, I think it all comes down, and what you're talking about is Cooper Koch is playing a lot better. Alvaro Fargueras is playing a lot better. I mean, your role players are fitting their role, taking the pressure off Bennett Sturts. And what can Bennett Sturts do? Well, he can distribute the basketball. He can score the basketball. But when he doesn't have to do all the scoring or the majority of the scoring, that frees things up a lot. And then you look at the rebounding, what they did against Clemson and against Florida. They're just getting after it. This team is on a different level. I'm not guaranteeing a win. I think it'd be foolish to do out of any one of these Sweet 16 games. But if they keep playing like they played in the first and second round, there's no reason they can't win tonight.
The rebounding is the thing that I think we've seen that's been the most impressive, and even Hoiberg talked about it. Said, "Man, we're watching the film. They're rebounding a lot better than they did in the games that we played against them." So I like the chances. Nebraska is not a juggernaut. They're not unbeatable. Coach McCollum has done a great job of keeping his team in the game and then letting them try to win the game, and I hope that's what happens exactly tonight.
Of course, this is like you started off with the F Nebraska. The rivalry is there, right? And Ben McCollum was asked yesterday in his news conference about the rivalry. And this is what he had to say about it.
Growing up around it, obviously there's, Iowa State and Nebraska are all kind of rivals. Usually you probably, none of us like any of each other. It's kind of how it works. So I don't know that it's going to, excite it anymore. I mean, it's one of those things that when you grow up around it, you understand it, you get it. I probably don't, when you're in it, like when you're playing, you probably don't really pay attention to it, to be perfectly honest. I hate to say that for Iowa and Nebraska fans, but it's irrelevant that they're Nebraska and we're Iowa. In my mind, maybe from an outside perspective, it's a little bit different, but for me, it could be Florida, Clemson, Nebraska. It's irrelevant. It's the next opponent, and they're a really good team.
Interesting take there, right? Like, it's when you're in it, you're not thinking about the rivalry. You're just thinking about, this is the team we're playing, this is what we have to execute, and this is what we have to do to win the basketball
Travis,
game.
I've said this to you about rivalries before. The guys that are they didn't play in all those other games. When you're an athlete, you don't think that. You don't go into a game and go, okay, 20 years ago, what did the guys that wore my uniform, how did they do against this uniform? What about 10 years ago? How'd they do 5 years? You don't do that. And we all know that. As competitors, you don't do that. You're getting ready and you're going, we're going to kick their ass today. I don't care what this is. We are better than them. We can go beat them. He's 100% right. That stuff, that's why I said this a couple weeks ago. We were talking about one of them. It was like, oh man, are they thinking about that history of these two teams? No, not at all. Because none of these players played in any of those games. These players played in 2 games and they're 1-1 against each other. That's the history of this rivalry today on the court. Yeah, now for fans, it's way different. For a guy like you, man, you've been living it, right? You've been most of your life has been
for 56 years. I've lived it. You're
wrapped up in Iowa, Nebraska stuff, and so this is it feels different for you. Well, but for the guys on the court, I really do think it's this day.
And the different part for me is, for the majority of my life, Iowa and Nebraska weren't in the same conference, right? The rivalry was next door neighbors. And it was like, Nebraska was successful in football. Iowa was bad at football. They got good at football. But still, up until recently, didn't dominate that football rivalry. So it wasn't a rivalry growing up. It was, you didn't like your neighbor very much. You didn't want to look over the fence very much. Now, since they've joined the Big Ten, I think it's been more football related. Now that Nebraska's good at basketball, Iowa is good at basketball again. I think the basketball part of it has heated up. I still think it's the neighbor thing.
No doubt.
Yeah. When it comes to I agree with Ben 100%. I think there are a few when it comes to rivalry games that you care about the uniform. I think Alabama Auburn is one of those rivalries where, okay, the players just generally don't like each other. Duke, North Carolina, but those are few and far between. I think the majority of rivalry games fall into what Ben McCollum just said.
Agreed.
So, yeah, Fred Hoiberg also was on the dais yesterday, and he's so methodical. And somebody said it earlier. He doesn't say anything wrong, does it? I mean, he's just so.
He does.
I'm not gonna. He's boring, kind of, right? I mean, you're right. He may say something wrong, but he's very thoughtful about what he says.
He's very good. He's very, very good. He's calculated, no doubt about it. But I could go back in time and pick a few things that Fred Hoiberg has said that he gets a free pass on because he's Fred Hoiberg. I mean, when he left Iowa State, it was because he couldn't do the college game. I just can't recruit anymore. I'm not built for that. Well, that was a lie. I mean, so it's okay to call those things out. I don't think Fred Hoiberg's a bad guy. I don't think he's a liar, but I also am not going to give him the free pass of like, hey, the guy's never said anything that we could pick apart. No, he's human. That's human. Fair. He's made mistakes, and it's okay to say, oh, hey, we do it with everybody else. We do it with everybody else. We say, oh, man, this guy screwed up. He said something he shouldn't have said. This guy turned out to lie to us. And we get mad about it. But Fred gets a pass because he's a good guy, and we all like Fred. But to say, well, I mean, he's never really said or done anything that could be that could be seen as a, well, yeah, he has. Yeah, he's done a couple things that you could look at and go, darn, he wasn't quite honest with us on that.
Well, I don't know if it may have been honest for him at the time, but it was like when you get out and go, okay, maybe I can do this, or I'm unemployed.
Okay, let me pick a different one. He told us the other day a cell phone can kill him. He told us the other day having a cell phone too close to his heart can kill him.
That's fair. You want some?
But people can't. But I can't. But I can't say. Hey, you don't have a cell phone.
Oh, he's got a cell phone.
Oh, well then, but if you say that, it's like, oh, you hate Fred. Why do you hate Fred? No, I don't hate Fred. I think it's okay to be critical about everybody. and it's certainly not okay to go, oh, Fred, where's that pedestal? So we can prop Freddie up on that pedestal.
515-517-2303. John, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on, John?
Hey, good morning, guys. What are your thoughts on this? So I feel like one of the big keys tonight is going to be how the game is called. Fred runs a motion offense, and, Iowa plays a tough defense. I'm curious to see how they call that game tonight. I think it's going to be a big part of it. I'm hearing from Nebraska people that Iowa holds, and they want the whistle to blow tonight. So curious to see what you guys think about that, especially Travis with your knowledge of the officiating.
I talked to John Higgins yesterday, and he said the Iowa-Kentucky game. No, not it was the Iowa-Kentucky game. He said, no, the Iowa-Florida game.
That was rough.
He said it was the worst called game in the NCAA tournament.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. He was like, there was a lot of things. Now, he's going to disagree with you, Ross. He goes, both the Kentucky player remember there was like a screen where a Kentucky player laid somebody, or a Florida player just laid somebody out.
Did a couple of times that Florida guys, yeah.
He goes, that guy should have been kicked out. He actually thought Fulgaris should have been kicked out. But he's like, the whole thing was just poorly officiated. And that's from a guy who assigns refs and assigns refs in the regular season. John doesn't assign refs during the NCAA tournament. He did point out that the three referees who did the Iowa-Florida game actually advanced to the Sweet 16 and to the Elite Eight games. You only do one this round. But I'm kind of with you. I don't want a lot of whistles tonight. I do not want a lot of whistles.
John, you're nailing it. And I think if it gets called, if they let them play like they did against Florida, that benefits the Hawks. It certainly benefited the Hawks against Florida to be able to muddy it up like that. And I did think that the Hawks were getting the short end of those calls. And I'm not a guy that bitches about the officials, but man, multiple times in that game, I found myself going, "What? No way!"
Yeah,
I think that John, you're nailing it here, man.
Interesting to see.
Yeah, they let them play physical. That benefits the Hawks big time.
Yeah, because it slows it. Yeah, I mean, I don't want a lot of whistles because I that's not my style of basketball that I like. But I can recognize you get a lot of whistles. That's going to affect the pace of play. Yeah. Iowa wants to say in the 60s, high 60s, low 70s. It gets up in the 80s and 90s. That's probably going to favor Nebraska. That was no different than it was for the Florida game. And that pace of play would definitely favor Iowa if they could get it slowed down. But regardless, this is a chess match, right? I mean, every time you go against somebody, it's X's and O's. It's a chess match. And here's what Fred had to say about the matchup with Iowa and looking at the two previous games as well.
It is. When you look at the two games that we played earlier this year, very, Iowa, with the way that they control pace and control tempo, I thought they did a great job with that in those first two games. They get up 10 early on Clemson and did the same thing, got a double-digit lead against Florida, and they were able to control pace and tempo for the entire game. That was the story, I thought, in our two games as well. And they do as good a job as anybody. Ben does a phenomenal job of getting his guys in the right spots, with Sturtz being one of the most clutch players in this tournament and in all of college basketball. But what they're doing with Combs right now, he's handling the ball a lot as well. They're using Sturtz a little bit off the ball. The way Koch is shooting, he's shooting 54% over his last 5 with 18 made threes. And really everybody. Banks coming off an unbelievable game. And, it's going to come down to a lot of little things, Robin. Rebounding is going to be very important in this game. It's going to be a possession battle. Taking care of the basketball, very important at this time of year. And, with what Iowa did, having more offensive rebounds than Florida was so unbelievably impressive. And also having 15 offensive rebounds against Clemson. I think won the Battle of the Glass by 13 in that game. So, they're playing their best basketball this season. I like how we're playing right now, and it should be a fun game tomorrow night.
He knows what every player does. I mean, when you start going into shooting percentages and like they watch so much film, it's unbelievable. I mean, you're just dialed in on your opponent.
Travis, it's a 24/7 thing. I mean and none of that surprised me that he's that in tune with who Iowa is and what Iowa can do. They've played twice already, and now you're playing for a chance to go to the Elite Eight. You better know. There better not be any of that. Boy, that 43.
Where did he come from?
That
How
43.
did we not know about that guy?
Somebody hand me the box score. What was that other kid? What was that other number? Who was that kid? 22 or something? There's none of that.
515-517-2303. I've been waiting to hear from this guy. We haven't heard from him since the Black and Gold Rush. Brent, welcome to the Rush Radio
Brent?
Show powered by Willis
Good day
Automotive.
to hear
What's
from
going on,
Brent.
What's going on?
Not much. Hey, I called in a couple of times over basketball season. There was that stretch that I was kind of worried if we lost some games, we wouldn't make it. But they came through. So, no, of course, I'm fascinated by the officiating things. I think officiating is probably the hardest thing to do from a human perspective, with the speed of the game and everything. But it's interesting to hear John's perspective now that he's not on the court himself, a little bit. I don't think you would have heard that kind of truthfulness from him before.
And maybe I wasn't supposed to relay that, but I felt, why not? I'll just go ahead and do that.
Yeah. But, what I'm kind of blown away with, though, more in the last couple of years is that the lack of use of artificial intelligence to evaluate the officials. I mean, I think you can put up a score with the RAI technology now. You can scan that data stream. Every game is basically televised and streamed more or less. But you can analyze that data and come up with a very accurate analysis of how good the officiating was or was not. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like your balls and strikes box in baseball.
Yeah.
We've got the technology to do that. I don't understand why we're not doing that. Like you said, if you said that was a poorly officiated game, those officials advance. Remember, we always hear like, oh, they're held accountable. They're never going to advance. They won't do. Well, here they are. They're advancing. They're going to be involved in another game. But more importantly, what I also noticed, if you just watch, college basketball, how much they allow now. It's crazy the amount of holding, grabbing, pushing, extending the arms. I'm not saying they don't call any of those things, but just how much more they allow. Like every time a guy, beats a guy off the dribble, the defender is basically corralling him like a hog or something. He's got both arms around him for a few seconds, then he lets go, but enough to slow him down. a guy goes in to get a rebound, and another guy comes in from behind with two hands and will push him a lot of times in the back, and that's okay. I mean, just weird stuff that just watch the games. It's just kind of fascinating where it's kind of gone. There isn't as much freedom of movement, and I think a lot of defense is reputational. Like once you can play that way and win some games, then all of a sudden, it seems like you get a little bit more of benefit of the doubt. All of a sudden, teams are like, "Well, that's just great defense." It doesn't matter if they're fouling. It's, "Oh, that's great defense." That's a great team. They play great defense. And I think that's the amazing thing about Iowa's run here. We got, we do some of that too. By the way, I'm not saying we are blameless with it, but we made it through, and maybe that helps turn our reputation now that we're going to be a great defensive team at times, and maybe we'll get more calls. Who knows? But anyway, those are just some quick thoughts on the officiating.
I do want to ask you something. I do want to ask you something. Yeah, you've been calling our shows for a long time. You're one of a huge fan. And you're measured. Did you ever think you would see this again? I mean, you've been. I mean, did you think you would see a Sweet 16 again? Or go ahead, Ross.
I was going to say this quickly because I absolutely saw a Sweet. I knew that the Hawkeyes had the program to be in a Sweet 16 again. There's no way I thought that Ben McCollum would get there in year one. And so I didn't mean to hijack your question there for Brent, but I just thought I'd maybe tweak it a little bit of like did you think it would happen this fast?
The one thing about Ben's system, though, that I think that where Fran didn't have this. I mean, I love Fran's system. His offensive. He's very much an offensive coach, but we didn't play much defense, as we know, right? And we didn't rebound, and we like the fast break. And I think sometimes in the tournament, especially, you run up against a team that has great athletes, great players. They can really just stop your fast break. So then we didn't have any other second punch, right? And that's what would happen especially in that second round game when you start playing somebody pretty good. And I think with Ben's system, remember when we played Iowa State in Loft, I came on call and I said, "Well, okay, I finally get it now. I see what playing both sides of the ball does for a team. It gives you an opportunity to win." Now we didn't win that night; the better team won, but we were right in that game. That at that point I bought in. I'm like, okay, I get what's going on here. Now there's some frustrating moments along the way, but I didn't see it this year because of the seeding. So I felt like that's also what killed Iowa so many years. We get this 8-9 seed, and then just like last round we had to run up against the number 1 seed. I didn't see us beating Florida. Didn't know we would get blown out, but I thought they would beat us. That's a really tough match. That's like almost like a Final 8, Final 4 match in the second round, right? I actually hope for a 10 or 11 seed. I would have been won the playing game over that 8-9 draw. So yes, I didn't see it this year because of the seeding. But it was a dream come true because I didn't know. I thought it would happen someday, but it's been a long time, right?
Take it, Brett. You're not headed down to take it. You're not headed down to Houston right now, or in Houston right now.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I got to work today. But no, I'll be watching tonight. But I mean, it's been 99. But remember, before that was 87. So it's not like we had a whole bunch of them, before 99. We had a great run with Lute. We made the Final Four. I never forget that as a kid going and watch their Final Four run under Lute. And we had some good success in there. And obviously, Dr. Tom's first year, we made that magical run to the Final 8. Got up, really blew a lead there. But I remember, once we got through Tom's initial year or two, and then BJ and those guys left, it's not like we've had a ton of runs, right? Not saying we haven't had good teams, but we just haven't had a ton of runs. So this is pretty magical. We'll see what, I'm very pleased. Just like any greedy fan, I want one more.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thanks, Brent. Great call as always. I love it, man.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.
Always good to hear from Brent.
Smart guy.
And I know where he's coming with the seeds, but when you're able to look back and reflect, and it's all about matchups. The NCAA tournament is all about matchups. When you start you like, especially with some of these lower seeds, and then you kind of look at Florida and go, okay, yeah, Florida's a defending national champion, but were they the fraud of the number 1 seeds? I mean, and I'm not saying they're not a good team. I'm just saying maybe they weren't as good as what we thought. They struggled a little bit earlier in the year. Ross, look at that last possession. Why they would press, and I don't mean to go back, but you press, and then Todd Golden goes, well, we were going to foul. Hold on. You were going to foul and put him to the foul line and have a chance to tie the game?
That's what their plan was. But
yeah, I mean, but a lot of people are going, why would you do that?
But he's not the one. But realize, Travis, he's not the one that suffered any sort of punishment. He's being talked about for another better job.
Oh yeah, they're like, let's elevate this guy.
Yeah, nobody's looking around and going, hey, he really screwed up the possessions there at the end. Had a no plan for the offense when they were given a free timeout with 3 or 4 seconds to play. They added time onto the clock, and your plan was to dribble the length of the court and try to dump the ball off under the basket. On top, right after you just screwed up when you told the guys, hey, we're going to foul, but press on Bennett Sturtz and let him catch the ball on the run, and nobody be down on the corner with one of their players. It's a really bad offensive and defensive set from the coach. But look at what happened from that. He's going to be the North Carolina coach. Oh.
And why is he going to be the North Carolina coach? Only because he's won a national title. And that's a pretty good thing to have in the trophy case, right? You're like, oh, well, I got a national title. That's my resume. 515-517-2303 is the number to call. Phones have been busy this morning. We like it when those phone calls come in, so you can keep on calling. Don't forget, it's not too early to start thinking about lunch or dinner or where you're going to watch the game today or tonight, because you can watch that game with juicy burgers, crispy wings, nachos, and bacon-wrapped tater tots at El Bait Shop. Perfect for after-work meetups or dinner with friends and a flight of brews that hits the spot. So grab your crew, grab a pint, go watch the game at El Bait Shop tonight. Make the dinner stop one to remember. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd Street in downtown Des Moines. And speaking of El Bait Shop and High Life Lounge, Bruno will be stopping in at 7:30. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-yonaire, a front row tickets to every show-yonaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy, and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
My name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank and Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
As winter turns to spring and the world comes alive again, one thing remains true. Potholes can really mess up your day. From busted tires to knocking your alignment out of whack, hitting a pothole can cause some serious damage. For the month of March, Willis Volvo Cars is offering 20% off pothole special. This includes tire rotate, balance, and alignment package to keep you on the road. To get scheduled, give us a call or head online at willisvolvocars.com.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Tomorrow on the Rush Radio Show, it is the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-Hoo. Your chance to win a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery, and this week's prize pack includes Diamond Dollars, Lucky Clover crossword, and free play coupons for the new national draw game, Millionaire for Life. Both of the scratch tickets are part of the awesome new Second Chance promotions. You must be a VIP club member to enter your non-winning tickets. Not a VIP club member? Sign up for free today at iowalottery.com/VIP. And to enter your weekly woohoo, there's two different ways to do it. Go to therushradio.com, go to the promo tab, enter the weekly woohoo. We want to hear from you. And you might be waiting till tomorrow to call the show at 515-517-2303 because your woohoo might be an Iowa Sweet 16 win and on to the Elite Eight, and that's going to be a lot of people's woohoos if that happens.
I mean, woohoo should. Brent nailed it. I'm a fan. I want more.
It's a drug. It is a drug.
I want more. What are you rooting for your team to lose tonight? So you're not happy with the Sweet 16?
And the answer is no, Ross.
Listen, and I think, Trav, if you were going against Florida tonight, it was that way winning the round of 32. You know what? Playing with house money. Feeling good, but it's different. This one feels because it's a team. It's a team I really do believe they can beat. I don't believe, I know they can beat. I've seen it.
They have.
Yeah.
I think that's what adds to the anticipation, right? Is that you're like, okay, if this was a team that was out of the SEC or the ACC, even the Big 12 that you haven't played before, if you're playing Arizona, you'd be like, oh, buddy.
If you were playing Iowa State, you'd go, ugh. Man, played this team close, but haven't been able to seal the deal. They've been real good. It would feel like playing Florida. Nebraska, you look at it, you go, we beat Nebraska. We beat Nebraska like a couple weeks ago. So it's exciting, man. I do wonder, like, why I brought it up is because of the woohoo tomorrow. I was going to say, well, the woohoo should be the Hawkeyes made it to the Sweet 16. No. Brent instantly went through my head and said, what do you want them to lose?
And by the way, if they do lose, going back to what you said, you want more. Next year is going to be like, okay, we want more now. I don't care that you got to build a new roster.
If they lose, the McCollum seat starts to heat up, right? If they lose,
no. Tyler Kluver, who's going to be joining us tomorrow, said, put me on the statue committee. I'm paraphrasing his tweet. He's like, I'm ready to build the statue now. And he actually used a quote. Ben McCollum was asked yesterday, which I thought was a weird question. Because, in the Big Ten, you're playing, about every 3 days, right? And it was like, Ben, can you talk about, you have a short turnaround. You played Sunday, had to leave Tuesday, and you're playing Thursday. Nebraska got to play Saturday, so they got one extra day. And I'm like, well, during the regular season, you're playing on a regular basis. But Ben's answer was classic, and it grounds everybody on maybe the level of service these players and coaches get.
This level is so bougie. It's like, we get back and then I get a text that says, be here at this time The plane will be there. You will drive right up to the plane. You will get on the plane. Everything will be done for you. The food will be there. All you have to do is bring your computer and scout. And then we get to the hotel. Everything's perfectly set up. And so I guess for me, I don't think there's a lot more challenges than their challenges. It's just a day difference. So I probably don't read into it. Just I've been at Division II for so long. I played junior college. It's you make your bus trips and you get ready to play. And if you're not ready to play for the Sweet 16, then you probably shouldn't be here. It's kind of my thought.
I love
perfect
this guy,
answer,
dude.
Perfect answer. And he's such a.
I love it.
I'm contrasting. Ben McCollum at Drake seems he is so at home at Iowa, and I'm not fanboying here. I always thought he was a little tense at Drake. He just has this level of his smiling to go. This is so bougie here. You could talk about that. He goes, I did, because they're like, he goes, I didn't prep. My director of basketball operations did this. This is what he's getting paid for. You tell me where to be and I'll be there, right? It's bougie.
What a great, this level's so bougie. I've been doing this in levels where I had to call the bus company to get a bus lined up to get me to a national championship. An extra day? It's a great answer, Travis. But I don't fault the reporter for asking the question.
No,
like when
I get the question.
Mocking him when you're like, man, I want to ask a question. I don't think it's a bad question. I think it's legitimate of like, hey, they got an extra day of rest. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's the type of question I would ask. I'm curious. What do you think about that? Is it something that even is a consideration? And smart answer for a coach to go, no, we're in the Sweet 16. If you need to have motivation or something else to get you going right now, I probably screwed up.
Well, he brought up his Northwest Missouri State days. He brought up his JUCO days. And I'm going to stay in the Houston Sweet 16 games. Brad Underwood was on the desk earlier on. I didn't cut the soundbite, but I'm going to paraphrase it. He was asked about, what do you think about playing Houston in Houston? And he's like, listen. He goes, I'm just an old JUCO ball coach. Okay. He goes, I drove a 16-passenger van from Kansas to Mesa, Arizona to play a basketball game. Right? He goes, if you would have told me at that point, I'm playing Houston in the Sweet 16, I would have taken that any day of the week. Right? It's just, and these life experiences. Think about it. I mean, Ben McCollum was on a bus 2 years ago, driving to Pittsburgh, Kansas. Now he's living the bougie life. Can't go wrong with that at all. But what a great answer. And I think Kluver posted that quote that we just played, and it's like, I'm building a statue. I'm building a statue. The artisan known as Tyler Kluver.
The artisan?
The artisan, yeah.
He's going to sculpt the statue?
He's going to sculpt the statue.
He's like Michelangelo. I saw the angel inside the marble. I just had to release him.
I went to Michelangelo's family's house this last time in Italy.
Really?
Yeah, it was really. It's kind of a little-known museum off one of the side streets, and we'd found it. We're like, hey, let's go in here. And it had all this Michelangelo stuff. You're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Man of the Renaissance.
Well, you know that most of those artists didn't actually paint all this. None of them painted all of the stuff.
Well, they
in their
all
own
had
collection.
apprentices. They had a vision. But yeah, you can't do a
it's
lot
like
of
going
that
in.
without
It's like going into a house and going, man, you know who painted the inside of my house? Ethan Allen.
Or
Sherwin Williams painted my house for me, and you go, Sherwin Williams did? The guy? Yeah, Sherwin Williams.
Is there a home builder in the Des Moines Metro that has a first name on it? Right?
Oh, there's a bunch of them.
Chuck Williams built that. No. Chuck bought the lot.
Yep. Chuck built a home back in 1970.
Yeah. And Chuck paid the architect to put the plans together.
Yep.
Then Chuck hired a bunch of subcontractors.
And you wonder why the quality the quality goes down when the production goes up, because Chuck had to take his eye off the ball. Chuck was in Barbados while your house was being built.
Chuck is scaling his business.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not going to build one home. I'm going to build 20 homes.
Yeah, there you go.
30 homes. He likes split entries in a cul-de-sac. Yesterday, just to let you know, you got some good traction on the social media channels yesterday, Ross. I put your Get and Go story up yesterday. The Get and Go story pretty
Did
popular.
you really? I didn't see that.
The Get and Go story was pretty popular. We put it on the TikTok. We put it on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube Shorts.
Well, I did that rather than my rant against the medical system, and because I did have a couple of doctors that listen to us reach out and go, "Dude, you're scratching the surface. You're scratching."
That's not what you wanted. That's not what you wanted. You wanted to hear, dude. Here's why you're wrong. But
Yeah,
no,
you
then
had
it's
had a unique experience that was bad. No. I had over and over and over people reach out to me and go, "Hey, that thing that you were bitching about with the medical system that we're currently in, you have no idea. It's 10 times worse than what you experienced."
TJ Otzelberger, of course, is getting the Cyclones ready for their Sweet 16 game. They play tomorrow. Of course, the North Carolina job is open. Yesterday, we had a poll whether Ben McCollum or TJ Otzelberger would be which would be most likely to take the job. TJ won the poll, but TJ came out yesterday and said, "Nope, I'm an Iowa State guy. I no interest." And you had also the Arizona coach, Tommy Lloyd, say the same thing. His name is in the mix. What are these guys supposed to say? You're getting your team ready for the Sweet 16. What are you going to say? Yeah, you know what? I want the North Carolina job. Very interested in it. I'm not saying TJ is going to take the job, but the answer before any game or before a season is over is like, I'm an Iowa State guy. So I see myself being at Iowa State a long time. I don't want to, keep adding flames to the fire, but before a season is over, you're never going to say, "Yeah, I'm looking to get the hell out of here."
What did you make of Pollard's tweet? Did you see Pollard's tweet?
I did.
Jamie Pollard sent out a tweet that said, "Excited for Cyclone Nation." This was last night at 5:25, so yesterday afternoon. "Excited for Cyclone Nation that TJ is not going anywhere. He will be our basketball coach for a long time!" Exclamation point. "Now let's have an exciting and successful time this weekend in Chicago."
You know what I took of it? And I don't know, is that he walked into the room and said, "Let's sit down and renegotiate. What do you want? How do we keep you here longer?"
Okay, I'm glad to hear you say that, because I read that and went, well, there's nothing there. That could be Jamie Pollard saw that press junket and saw TJ Otzelberger saying, "Hey, I'm committed." And I don't know. But when the AD sends it, it makes me think what you just said. God, did they have a meeting? But why wouldn't he say something like that? Like, contract extension talks are underway or something to that. All he says there is, "Excited for Cyclone Nation that TJ is not going anywhere. He will be our basketball coach for a long time!" Exclamation point.
It's a deep tease, Ross. It's like, hey, I know something you don't, but I took care of it, right?
Okay. All right. So then what I'm going to take from that is TJ Otzelberger will be the Iowa State basketball coach next year.
That's what I took from it.
Okay.
If he's not, then we got another story on our hands. I do believe TJ is going to be the coach next year.
I hope so. I do not want, man. I love I really do like the Cyclones. I'm not one of these Hawkeye fans that roots against them. Very, very, very rarely when we play them. I do not want, man, it has been a rough offseason for football for those Cyclone fans. And they've got something to really believe in here. They have a national powerhouse basketball program. And taking the head off of that could be disastrous. Might not be, but I don't want to play that game, man, especially right now with the emotional state of Cyclone fans right now. Let them have one.
We were talking before we went on the air, and about when the season ends. Let's say the season ends tomorrow. God forbid that it ends tomorrow. I don't think it does. I
You
think
mean for Iowa State?
For Iowa State.
Yeah.
And so you get home, you're watching the games on Sunday, and the phone rings. You're like, what number is this? This TJ? Yeah. Hi, this is Michael Jordan. I'm calling on the behalf of North Carolina.
You know why I'm calling. It ain't to drive my race car.
Yeah, I don't have a spot in the number 23 car, but I do have a spot for you. I'm calling on the behalf of the. If Michael Jordan calls you, would you have to? I mean, you're like,
you got to take the call.
It's Michael friggin' Jordan. And if I'm North Carolina,
I do know this.
Whose athletic director is going out? You got a new athletic director coming in. How do we put more pressure on somebody? You have Michael call. Mike, we need you.
The one thing I know for sure is that TJ Otzelberger is going to be in an awesome negotiating position no matter what. Lose tomorrow night, lose Sunday, lose next week in the Final Four. Lose the national championship, win the national. It doesn't matter. In 3 weeks, TJ Otzelberger has an incredible bargaining chip in his on his part of the table. Whether that means he gets a big increase.
The more he wins every year, Ross, he's going to have that bargaining chip every single year.
You're right. You can renegotiate. You can renegotiate your buyout, renegotiate your contract, the terms. He's in a great position right now. But I didn't understand Pollard's tweet because I thought, man, I figured Jamie's usually a guy that gives us a little bit more information, like enough. He gives us just enough, right? But I was expecting a little more here because I read that and there's nothing really there. That could be a fan of Iowa State who heard TJ Otzelberger and said, "Oh, cool, he's going to be back." Those can be words. And like you said, Trav, every coach has to answer that question that way.
Yes.
No coach can say, well, I know that we've got a Sweet 16 game coming up in 48 hours, but can we just, I'm not going to answer these questions. No, you have to say, I'm committed. I'm here to win with this group of guys right now.
Yeah, because
I'm not thinking about.
You deflate those guys who say, well, we'll see what happens. Those guys be like, what the hell, right?
Think if TJ, they said, TJ, and he said, boy, I heard today the Kansas job's opening up. That's interesting.
Well, you know what it is, Ross? Being inquisitive like you are. And what do we like to do? We like to ask each other questions, answer, and then re-ask questions as follow-ups. The problem with social media now is it leaves you with more questions. You're like, well, hold on for a second. I got a follow-up to that. Can I answer that? Because it was kind of vague. I did interpret it as like, my interpretation was, oh, you went and said, we're going to renegotiate at the end of the season, and we're going to make your NIL.
I agree. I think that's what happened as well. But it could be. Because with Jamie Pollard saying that, then I go, okay, so he's going to be the coach next year. That's just short of a guarantee when the athletic director says something like that. Just short of a guarantee.
Well, if you're Jamie Pollard, he has to be the coach. You can't lose. You cannot lose Matt Campbell and TJ Otzelberger in the same year. You can't. You just can't.
Travis, and on top of the other stuff that's happening, some sort of controversy around the women's gymnastics program that's causing the program to be eliminated.
You've got 7 women in the transfer portal on the women's basketball side. We're going to hear from Tommy Birch at 7 o'clock.
You had a top 10 team 2 months ago. Now you've got 7 players leaving the team. Something, I mean, it's worth saying, like, if that were to happen, and I'm with you, man. There's a lot of eggs in TJ coming back basket for fans, for Jamie Pollard. A lot of eggs in that basket. Hope it happens.
I mean, this North Carolina job thing is interesting to me because let's say TJ's not interested. Let's say Tommy Lloyd's not interested. Brad Stevens, I believe, has already taken his name out of the hat. We think it's a great job. It is a. In the podcast I did last night, Kerry said, "Listen, the 3 best jobs in college basketball are
Kansas, North Carolina,
and Duke."
Oh, Duke, duh. That was the ball at the rim.
Yeah. He goes, those are the 3 best jobs in college basketball, hands down. I go Kentucky. He goes, no.
But I think that'd be tier 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's an elite, and he goes, Carolina's an elite job.
And Travis, when he says that, he's meaning all the things.
All the things.
You've got NIL, you've got facilities, you've got tradition, you've got fan support, you've got all of the stuff, all the ingredients are there to make the soup.
In North Carolina will get a coach. That's not the problem. Are they going to get the coach they really, really, really want?
No, because that coach doesn't exist in 2026. Because if you ask me, what does North Carolina want? What does Kansas want? What does North Carolina want? I can tell you because I'm old enough to have seen it. They want a coach that's going to be there for 25 years and bring home 5 national titles.
Yep.
Well, they just fired a dude who went, 25-7 or something like that? And when weren't they? The expectations are crazy up there. But let's take TJ for instance. What is he? We've talked about this over and over. What has he done with the expectations at Iowa State? Tick, 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 tick.
And higher than what they were with Johnny Orr, higher than what they were with Tim Floyd, higher than what they were with Larry Eustachy, higher than what they were with Fred Hoiberg. They are at the highest level they've ever been.
Even higher than they were with Wayne Morgan.
Notice how I skipped over Wayne Morgan and Greg McDermott? I just kind of blew right by those.
Berger writes this in, and I think this is the bumper sticker for what I was trying to say. Dean Smith doesn't exist anymore.
Well, it's funny that you say that. For the longest time until Nick Saban showed up at Alabama, the ghost of Bear Bryant existed for a long time. And I'm here to tell you that I believe the ghost of Dean Smith is still lingering around Chapel Hill. And that's one of the dangers of that job, is that they're probably going to go outside the Dean Smith coaching tree for the first time in a long time, and that person's going to have to live under the shadow of, now, if you have success and you win, the ghost goes away. But if you're not as successful, Dean didn't do it this way. Yeah. Dean's players didn't do this way, and it exists. I mean, Gene Stallings won a national title at Alabama, and it still wasn't good enough.
Yeah. And if you ask Alabama fans, they curl their lip when you bring up Gene Stallings.
Yeah. I mean, he won a national title, but I mean, he even wore like the houndstooth coat to make himself look like Bear Bryant, and it didn't work.
This is the George Costanza line when he was working with the New York Yankees. You know, we won the World Series last year, right? Yeah, in 6 games.
Should have won it in 4. And you know, Carolina's with this, and Kansas is going to be dealing with it too. Now, yesterday there was a report. It was funny when I called John yesterday, Higgins. He goes, "Hey, it looks like Self's retaring," because early on the news reports were coming. It's imminent. It's imminent. Bill Self's going to announce his retirement. Kansas City. He texts the Kansas City Star and says, "Yeah, this is bullcrap. I don't know where."
I didn't know. I saw that initial report. I did not see that he came out and said, "No, I'm back."
Bill, no, he didn't say he's back. He goes, "Listen, I haven't made up my mind." He goes, "I haven't talked to anybody." He goes, "This report is absolute BS." That's a text from Bill Self to the Kansas City Star.
Travis, I remember 20 years ago, some really smart guys in a conversation having this really high-level conversation about living in a post-truth world. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? What does post-truth mean? How do you get past truth? What does that mean?
Well,
here we are. We live in a world where it's almost impossible to decipher between fake and real.
The term I hate is my truth.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude, what is my truth? Just because you believe it to be true does not make it so. Right? It's like,
I have to live my truth.
Well, it's my truth. I don't give a fuck what your truth is. Here are the facts.
Well, the bad thing is you and your truth are wrong. That's the weird thing about your truth.
Yeah, it's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? But, you know, you look at North Carolina. You look at Kansas, who may or may not be in a situation. Do you know what they're really scared of? Is what you brought up with Nick Saban in Alabama. If this was 15 years ago, let's take present day, coaches, situations 15 years ago, TJ Otzelberger, if he's offered at North Carolina, would take it in a second.
Yes.
The rules and the way you perform a roster now are different. And the term blue blood, sure, you have the tradition, you have the history, but that doesn't make you king shit anymore. Doesn't. And I think Kansas, Carolina are seeing that going, well, we're Kansas. We're Carolina.
Yes.
We don't care anymore. Coaches are going, what's my compensation? What's my team's compensation?
Yep.
What support am I going to? I don't need facilities anymore. I just need money.
Yep.
And that's where everything has changed.
I don't need history.
I can make my own.
I don't need the pressure and the expectation that comes with being the Kansas coach, the North Carolina coach, the Kentucky coach, the Duke. I don't need that. These are the things that I've always thought with TJ. And I do like that he says, man, it's such a cliche. It's such a cliche when guys say, I'm at my dream job.
Every job is your dream job. Your first job. Oh, it's my dream job to work in Division I basketball. I'm here. My next job. It's my dream job. Next job. It's my dream job.
Dude,
every job's your dream job.
Larry Brown, to me, that's the epitome of Larry Brown, the old NBA coach.
Yeah.
And he coached at
former Kansas coach.
Dude, a guy coached everywhere. And every press conference was him going, my whole life I've been working to this moment. I am so glad to be at UTEP, the dream job. To be the head coach of and he has to look back at the team that's on the thing behind him. The
For the record, Larry Brown was never at UTEP.
Yeah. To be the head coach of the Charlotte Bobcats. It's been my dream job. When I was coaching at the Knicks and I was at the Garden, I kept thinking, boy, if I could just be in Charlotte. And people eat that shit up, man.
It's pandering.
Yeah,
it's pandering to the fans.
But Ben McCollum meant it. TJ Otzelberger meant it.
He did.
They did.
They really did.
Until Michael Jordan's telephone rings in the line.
Yeah, MJ calls you. That changes the game a little bit. Guys, I'm talking directly to you. Are you thinking about a vasectomy? Urology Center of Iowa offers a no-scalpel procedure that's quick, straightforward, and performed by specialists who do this every single day. Yeah, you want somebody who does it every single day if they're going to be messing around down there, right?
Get experts.
Yes. Don't try this at home. Just saying. Go to Urology Center of Iowa, and you do that by going to iowauro.com. That's iowauro.com. Click on Schedule Appointment at Urology Center of Iowa. We see you.
You know, Trav, over on the east side, when I was a kid, it was common for people to give each other tattoos.
Or do like the ear piercings, right? I knew a lot of girls. Hey, who pierced your ears? Oh, Jenny.
Oh, Becky. Who did your vasectomy? Larry. He did pretty good.
Tommy Birch from the Des Moines Register is scheduled to join us next on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is no job, you know. A front row tickets to every show, you know. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, you know.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, you know. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery, you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Brendan Santone here for Willis Cadillac. I'm bringing in March with some decent weather and some great deals on some 25s. We have two 25 XT5s left in stock, as well as two 25 Cadillac Lyrics available. Low APR, as well as great lease deals on all these vehicles. Come get one before they're gone. Stop in and see us over in Clive at Willis Cadillac, online at williscadillac.com, or just give us a shout.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Thursday, everybody. Good to have you here. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comments section. You can always have fun with us. And, of course, call the show at 515-517-2303. And follow us on our social media channels. We're waiting for Tommy Birch to jump in with us. I just got a text message, so I'm going to check that. But before we, as we wait on Tommy, question for you, Ross, and that is TJ Otzelberger, besides saying that, he's a Cyclone, yesterday said Joshua Jefferson will be a game-time decision. I get it, and you do that for a number of reasons. You don't give an injury report. You don't want to lead on too much. But for a guy that was in a boot, guy was on the little walker, if he plays tomorrow night, I would be absolutely shocked.
I mean, dude, there's a Willis Reed element to this, right? If he can show up and he can come out there, man, that will be, even for a few minutes, I think that there's a Willis Reed effect that can happen here, where there can be a motivational spark that happens for this team. If he's able to go at all. Trav, first of all, they've played so well without him. I'm hesitant to say this because I've said all year long, I think Jefferson is, in my mind, he's the best player on that team, but it's real close. I could be swayed, but he's right there. And everybody would say that. I mean, God, the guy's an All-American. He's fantastic. But they've played really well without him. So my first instinct is, can they win this game without him? They can. It's tough. It's a tougher task, but I think they can. They're good enough to win this game without him. Having him there for a moment is going to help a lot. Getting him on the court for just a few minutes and have him not hobble around, there could be a spark that comes from that. How much, Trav? This is a weird question here because I don't know the answer. How much is TJ thinking about Jefferson's future?
Oh,
I don't know the answer, and I don't know what the answer should be. I really don't. I don't know if TJ has to look at this as my job is to win for Iowa State, and the best thing for Iowa State is to, if you're at 45%, to roll you out there for a little while. The best thing for you and your ankle and next year in the NBA draft and playing in the league and becoming a multimillionaire and having several years in the league is to wave the white flag.
Well, first of all, I think if anybody's 45%, you don't play him. I mean, that would be a dereliction of duty if you played somebody at 45%. It doesn't do your team any good. It doesn't do that individual any well. Now, you get up into that 75, 80, 85%, then you're like, okay. But I think, Ross, should the decision be up to the player or up to the coach whether he plays? Because if a player goes, man, coach, I can't go. It hurts too effing bad. I think you got to. But what player is going to do that? What competitor is going to say? Because you know what Joshua Jefferson is right now? Hey, I'll play on one freaking foot. The great ones are. The great ones would be like, I can go, coach. What you have to do is actually evaluate and go, yeah, you say you can go, you can't go. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Now, he says he's been in the training room. He's been rehabbing this thing left and right.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, thank God that Iowa State plays like the late game tomorrow night. Right? I mean,
as much time as possible, man. I'm with you. As many minutes as possible. So, and I think that fake Bob Vanderplots is probably right. Jefferson's family and agent are probably thinking about that future. Timmy T-Box says, I'm not sure he's an NBA player, caliber player. Timmy, he is on most NBA mock draft projections as a first rounder. Now, maybe you're right, and we'll have to see, but he is staring down the barrel of getting drafted in the first round.
You know, a lot of stuff has been taking place at Iowa State. Yesterday,
Tommy!
Jada Williams announced that she's entered the transfer portal. The women's basketball team is in flux right now. They've lost 7 players already to the transfer portal. That's like half your team. Ironically, I was talking with Tommy Birch yesterday, and we were just having a conversation because we haven't caught up in a while. And he goes, hey, Trav, I got to take this phone call. I go, okay. He goes, it's Audi. I go, oh. And so Tommy was the first to talk to Audi yesterday. By the way, good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good. I'm sorry I'm late jumping on here.
Fine, bud. You got family. Right. We get it. We get it. It's early morning, man. We're glad to have you.
Thing. I can always blame the kids.
Yeah. It's easy. Yeah. It's easy. And nobody can ever say, no, your kids weren't. You can always use the kids. Kid was sick.
That's why we had them.
That's why. Wait till they can help with the yard work, Tommy.
I know, right?
How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's been a busy couple of days between going to stores, coming back from stores, and now handling all the transfer portal stuff. It's definitely been wild. I mean, obviously, we went through this a couple of years ago covering Iowa State women's basketball where, they had kind of a lot of transfer portal stuff. But, I mean, some of that was a little bit to be expected. I think that was, 4, 5, 6 years ago when I think 7 or 8 Iowa State women's basketball players transferred. But this is definitely much more significant than that time around.
So, Tommy, Bill Fennelly was on with us last week, and he brought up the transfer portal. And, I mean, he was like, it never ends. He wouldn't get as deep in or tell us who was talking to. And he's like, I don't talk to players anymore. I talk to agents because that's the way it works now. And I think that probably is that way in every university. Did you expect? I think everybody expects transfers. Did you expect 7 at this point?
Yeah, I don't think I expected this many up until Monday after I'd gotten wind about how some of the team meetings had went. But, obviously at the end of every season, like you had said, there's going to be a few. And this day and age, too, where you have so many people that, you have so many options, too, where you can transfer right away, you can make some more money. Nothing really totally surprises me. But I think, with how the season had kind of been shaking out, how the team had been, achieving at the high level that I think a lot of people expected them to. Kind of towards the end, we'd gotten a little bit of a win that, hey, there could be some substantial losses when it comes to this Iowa State women's basketball team.
Tommy, so there's going to be speculation, and I'm not asking you to, or maybe I am asking you to jump in on some of that speculation, or just help us think through some of it. Because yesterday, obviously, this news starts to fly around. One of the first things is, oh my gosh, what's happening with Bill Fennelly? Is Bill losing the team? The second thing that I got actually involved Audi. I had a friend that reached out and say, what are the possibilities that this is just kind of like NIL jealousy, where all the NIL money is being funneled towards Audi and some of these girls are leaving? Do you have any sort of idea what is this, just people looking for a better opportunity? Is there something bigger at play?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. When you have this many players transfer, it's not going to be just one singular thing. And, when it comes to the Iowa State women's team and you look at all the people that have transferred, there are a variety of different roles and people that are transferring. Obviously, you have the big contributors of Addie Brown and Jada Williams, but then you have some players like Eiley Tanky and, Freya Jensen, who had barely played at all over the last couple of seasons. So I think for some of them, it is like, okay, it's just obvious we want more playing time, we want a better opportunity and stuff like that. But I think for some of those players, depending where you are, on the roster, it's a combination of having an opportunity to win, possibly make more money, maybe develop into a better player, stuff like that. I think it's a wide range of reasons. It's not one singular thing that's leading to all this. Every player has a different reason, I think, why they're heading for a different school.
Okay. Is Audi posturing right now? And I mean that in a respectful way, meaning she reached out to you yesterday. Is this a game that's getting played? Meaning, hey, because what happens now is she's still at Iowa State, but she talks to you. You put that story out pretty quick. You and I got off the phone. I think it was up like an hour and a half later. And now every agent is calling, right? Is this posturing? Is this negotiation through the media?
Full disclosure, I'd actually reached out to her originally saying like, hey, have you made a decision yet? What's kind of going on? Because, look, when it comes to everything going on right now, as soon as, I think even before the Jada Williams news, even before the Addie Brown news, I think everybody was kind of wondering, what's going to go on with Audi Crooks, because not only is she the best offensive player on this team, but let's be honest, she is the face of the Iowa State women's basketball program. She's one of the biggest faces when it comes to college women's basketball right now. True. She is one of the most marketable players, just not only because of that skill set, because, that energetic personality, that bubbly nature, that huge smile. And, when it comes to what she can do at Iowa State, too, it's like she's the hometown girl, too. So there is so much to sell when it comes to Audi Crooks. But I think it's, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a calculated move, or the aspect that like, okay, I don't know what Audi Crooks wants to do. I've given up on, a long time ago when I was covering Iowa State football. I remember covering a kid that had, decommitted from one school after he had decommitted from two other schools and then committed to Iowa State. And at that point, I was like, I'm going to give up on what college kids are thinking.
What are the motives of a 17-year-old?
Yeah. And then when you throw in the idea now, I mean, that was like 10 years ago. You throw in the idea now where you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, possibly being at play and having an impact on that decision making. I think it makes it even more impossible. So, it wouldn't surprise me if there is some gamesmanship, but I do think Audi Crooks certainly does, how should I put this, relish the idea of having the limelight, the attention.
Yeah, well, who wouldn't? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what makes her such an entertaining player is that, like, man, she does enjoy the attention. We see so many people that don't like the attention, that are those stars, but she enjoys it. I think that's part of her selling point. So, at the very least, it adds that intrigue where I think you have pushed Iowa State fans to be like, come back, come stay. We want you. We love you. And it has definitely thrown a giant white sign to every school in the nation saying, I'm open for business.
Listen, you're a lot closer to this than Ross and I are. But you mentioned that Audi likes the limelight. Okay? If she leaves, now this is a big if, is her legacy tarnished? And because she can't go in 1 year build a legacy at another school. Can't do it because you just wouldn't be there long enough. But you leave after 3 years, would that legacy, would that memory, would that history of her accomplishments be tarnished? It just, in your personal opinion.
Yeah, definitely would. I mean, at least when it comes to Iowa State, Iowa State fans cling to that school saying loyal son, forever true, more than any, fan base I've ever come across. And they expect you to not only come to Iowa State, but to finish, your college career there. And I think that might probably play into the calculus of what Audi Crooks is potentially thinking about when it comes to, what my next move is going to be, because I think there is a level of some of that means a lot to Audi Crooks. The idea of, going down history as one of the best Iowa State women's basketball players of all time, going down history as one of the most loyal Iowa State women's basketball players of all time, having the opportunity to potentially have your jersey hanging in the rafters is something that would certainly be at play for Audi. But I think if you end up walking out that door, you end up transferring, you end up walking away your senior year, right, wrong, indifferent, whatever it is, it's going to obviously piss off a ton of Iowa State fans. And I think a lot of those opportunities, a lot of those things that mean a lot to Audi Crooks are suddenly not going to be in play. So I think that certainly plays into what she is thinking about right now. I'm totally assuming. Once again,
that's good. Yeah,
we're talking about a college person who is one of the most unpredictable people I've ever met too.
I said yesterday the exact same answer. I said, all I got to do is look back at Christmas when Rocco Becht jerseys where kids were crying because of Rocco Becht leaving. That's what would happen if Audi left. It would feel like a betrayal in that way. Tommy, I also think you said that Audi is one of those faces of college basketball, women's college basketball. I totally agree. But I also believe that she is, in a way, maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Is she uniquely marketable here at Iowa State? Meaning there are other opportunities for her because of the hometown girl, because we've known her since 8th grade, because we know the Algona story. Is she uniquely marketable in a way here in Iowa that she wouldn't be at Tennessee or Baylor or UConn?
She might be, but some of the people I had talked to last year when she had decided to come back for junior year at Iowa State had told me that I think as much as $500,000 could have been in play for Audi Crooks last year if she would have entered the transfer portal. So I think
$500,000 more than what she got.
I think in total about $500,000. Okay. At least that's kind of the number I'd gathered from talking to different people. So I think there's definitely money to be made if Audi Crooks wants to go out and enter the portal. But Obviously there are unique opportunities here at Iowa State and in being in Iowa, kind of selling that story too of being the hometown kid, being the loyal son forever true. But I think, look, wherever, if she were to get into the transfer portal for a lot of those reasons I mentioned before, it's going to be a sound investment for any team because obviously, yeah, there are going to be some liabilities when it comes to Audi Crooks. We know about her defense and that part of her game that probably needs improvement, but she is one of the best offensive players in the nation. She's one of the most dominant post players in the nation, and she is one of the most popular players in the nation.
So I'm some people in the chat are talking about this. It's also about with 7 players leaving, what you can have around you next year, right? Because you have to evaluate that. And am I correct in saying Bill Fennelly's heading into the last year of his contract?
Yeah, I believe after this year, or either
so 2027 would be the so.
Yes.
If you don't extend that, if you're somebody who's coming in, you're going from a high school standpoint. I mean, if you're a lame duck, should we say, is it going to be hard for him to recruit without saying, "Hey, I'm going to be your coach"? I can guarantee I'm going to be your coach in 2 years. I'm going to be your coach in 3 years. And if Audi Crooks is going, "Hey, what am I going to have around me?" Because I could have possibly a lame duck coach. Not saying, and he shouldn't be. I mean, he's earned the right after 30 years. And say what you want, the guy's won, and people go into that. But do you think he gets an extension, or do you think they let him go into the final year of his contract?
Yeah, I mean, I think when it comes down to it, and once again, this is complete speculation, but it comes down to what the expectations are for the program that Iowa State ends up having. And I think the expectations are being met in the idea that Iowa State is still drawing well. There's still a lot of interest in Iowa State women's basketball. They're still winning 20 games on a pretty consistent basis. Every year they end up knocking off a couple of teams that they probably shouldn't. They ended up beating Iowa this year. They ended up beating Texas Tech this year. And then they go to the NCAA tournament. Now, I think anybody around the program, and including Bill Fennelly and himself, would probably admit that, hey, expectation, the bar that we hope to achieve, that we hope to reach over the last couple of years certainly hasn't been met. But I think from an athletic department standpoint, given, what the program has been over, the past 3 decades, what it was before, what Bill Fennelly has built it into, I think it's probably meeting the level of expectations that Jamie Pollard has for it.
Good stuff, Tommy. Baseball, I know you were at Principal Park yesterday. Yeah, you had opening day today. You had the Yankees shedding or they're playing
Major League opening day.
Major League, yeah. The Yankees beat the Giants last night 7-0.
I'm just thinking about minor league opening day. Major League Baseball doesn't matter to me, Trev.
Hey, speaking of, did you guys see the forecast today in Chicago?
No.
They are anticipating 2-inch hail around the start of the game.
It's funny. I talked to Dean Ellis, the former broadcaster for the Iowa Cubs yesterday, and he was like, man, it's perfect today. Today should be opening day at Principal Park. And he goes, what's the weather going to be on Friday? And I said, yeah, I think 40s or 50s. And he kind of laughed and he was like, yeah, it's kind of par for the course. Where when it comes to opening day at Principal Park, like the day before, 2 days in the day before, it's like perfect out. It's like, okay, this is what we want opening day. And then once opening day rolls around, it's like, oh my God, this sucks.
There have been the extremes on both ends, haven't there, Tommy? You and I have been down there where it's 40 degrees and snowing on opening day. And then some days it's 70 degrees. And you're like, yeah, it's summer.
You know what Principal Park needs. They just need a retractable roof.
That's it. It's so easy. It's so easy. Trav, did I tell you I'm going to be seeing Tommy a lot this summer?
Really? No, you haven't told me anything. You cut me off from your life is what you have.
Eli's one of the bat boys for the Iowa Cubs this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he put on the uniform and everything?
Uniform, hats, he's got it all. Yeah.
I name dropped him at the park yesterday. That's how big of a deal he is.
Oh, Tommy, that's awesome. I'm so excited. This is going to be a super fun opportunity for him.
I'm glad
this
he's
is a cool
excited
experience.
Most 15, 16-year-old boys are like, I'm going to be a bad boy. I'm going to be a bad boy.
Well, they have a different, because so at first it was like Bat Wrangler or something like that. I took it to mean he'd be back in the clubhouse. Yeah, I figured he'd be back in the clubhouse, like delivering bats to the dugout type of thing. And then he went and had his little orientation, but he's going to be gone he'll miss the first couple of weeks because he's in Fiji with his marine biology crew. So the kid's getting opportunities like crazy, man. Gonna have a fun couple months here.
You need to sit him down and say, do you see the opportunities you have, son? There's no reason you should ever fail in life. You've had all the opportunities. You should not fail. Ever.
I told Ross this the other day when he had told me, I said, man, by the end of the year, he is going to have some absolutely amazing stories.
He's going to have an education. He's going to have an education like he's never thought.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to have to come on the air and go, boy, I'd like to tell you the things I've heard about the clubhouse, but I can't.
Yeah, he's going to get a crash course in life fast.
All right, Tommy, enjoy the Sweet 16. I'm sure you'll be watching tonight and tomorrow. And if anything, more news happens around the Iowa women's basketball team, we'll be sure to reach out to you. Always good catching up with you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, buddy. See you, Tommy.
Tommy Birch joining us on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Speaking of Willis Automotive, Escalades are available right now, which rarely happens. They also have Escalade allocation open, so you can order yours today. Start your buying journey at the Rush Radio or at willisauto.com.
At the rushradio.com. Well, you'll see the Willis Auto thing and then just go.
Yeah, go to the Rush Radio and then click on the link. That's the best. Yeah, you can do that. Ross, I'm part of the getting lazy in America thing. We did something yesterday in this house that I didn't know was possible. Because Anjanette didn't work yesterday. She goes, hey, I'm going to go to Costco today. What do you want? So I said, hey, go ahead and get this, this, and this. So I texted her. I said, hey, because Costco's out by my office. So I thought, are you going to go to Costco? She's like, no. I decided not to. I said, okay. Costco has deliver at home for free. So we're sitting there at 5:30 last night. Costco shows up with our entire order, which she ordered, and they delivered for free. I'm like, it's getting this easy now? I don't have to go fight the crowds at Costco. I don't have to do...
What?
I know. I'm like, we're just getting lazier. Just getting lazier. Do everything by your phone and app.
Trav, have you seen the stuff with the delivery robots? Like a lot of them have been happening. A lot of these things have been happening in Chicago, but they're happening all over the country. These delivery robot things. Have you seen these?
Well, because on Abigail, and it's probably a smaller scale, like on the University of Mississippi, if you drive around, there's little tiny robots driving all with Starbucks in them. Yep. Abigail's like, that's just Starbucks going to a dorm to deliver. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Have you seen any of the videos lately of these things going wrong? Because they can't recognize like the glass at a bus stop. So they'll crash right through the sides of the glass of a bus stop. Here's another one. They don't have the ability to hit the button to press. So if they run into a crosswalk where the button has to be pressed, the thing just sits there and it has a little sign that says, help, please press button. So the robot that has taken a human's job is now asking a human for its assistance to do the job that it took from the human. It's funny. It is funny.
But if you're a Costco member, just know you don't have to go fight those crowds. You can just get on the app. And then you're not tempted by food samples.
Isn't that the fun of it? That's what I was just going to say. Like
knives. Let me show you this blender.
I'm truly one of those people that it used to be the Target line. Like, I don't know what I want from Costco. I go to Costco and I let it tell me what I need. I walk around and I go, speak to me. Speak to me.
Well, this may speak to you because Gary Presnall with Northwest Bank wants to speak to you if you are getting ready to buy a home. He wants to be your mortgage banker, and we trust him to be your mortgage banker because he's been financing residential homes the past 25 years. He offers a variety of loans from VA, FHA, IFA. You got first-time buyer loans. You got conventional loans, new construction loans. He can get you pre-approved very, very fast. All pre-approvals are done by Northwest Bank. Give Gary a call today at 515-975-6767 as you begin your home buying journey. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on? Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire. A front row tickets to every show-yonaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Here at Willis Infinity, we love spring. Flowers blooming, birds chirping, and potholes. Wait, we don't love potholes. Hitting potholes can cause all sorts of alignment issues and tire damage. For the month of March, we are offering a pothole special that includes 20% off mountain balance, rotate, and alignment. Schedule your appointment online at willisinfinity.com or stop in today.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. It may be chilly now, but before you know it, spring will be here. We are now booking for spring, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner at Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. It's pothole season, which is why now we're offering a 20% discount when you purchase a tire rotation, balance, and alignment. Please give us a call or visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com to set your appointment.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Spring is here, and it's time to love your lawn again. Liberty Lawn and Landscape Solutions does lawn care, landscaping, and more to keep your yard looking great all season long. Head to libertyLawnSolutions.com and schedule your service today. Now, you may be wondering about your lawn. Tanner from Liberty Lawn Solutions is going to be joining us next Wednesday, 6:30 in the morning. Talk about how you can get your yard ready. And also, Josh from Priority One is going to be joining us on either Monday or Tuesday. You got to start thinking about that air conditioner, folks. We're going to give you some tips on the air conditioner. That's coming up next week. Also, we're going to have next week, as I'm doing deep teases, we're going to have an NIL discussion live next Thursday, Ross. Live next Thursday. Aaron Velichko, McKenna Velichko's dad, is going to be joining us. He's going to be at the Final Four, and because normally I hear an alarm going off. I wonder where that's coming.
Is that is that you? I hear it in the background too. Is that at your house?
Yeah, it might be upstairs. I don't.
You all
I don't
right?
know.
You want to go check it?
No, we're good. If the house is on fire, it's on fire.
You're in a basement that has one staircase to. Oh, you can get out the garage.
I can go straight up the garage. So I'm
All
good.
right.
And it's concrete, so it's going to take a long time for the flames to get to me.
If we see smoke, you got time. Just get
yeah.
low.
But Aaron Velichko is going to be, because you were asking about the NIL and how that whole process works. How does that negotiation work? Now, I'm not going to ask him how much McKenna's getting, but how it varies from each university. Can you hold on a second? I'm going to check this out.
You go do it, dude. Go take care of what you're doing there. I got some fun stuff we can chat about while you're gone. That is concerning. I would have reacted a lot more violently than Trav. You look disappointed.
Well, I am disappointed in myself because I know better. Because during the break, I went to my fridge and I grabbed a body armor from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company, and I forgot to shut the door. And the fridge has an alarm on it, and that's what it was going. Dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee.
Your fridge has an alarm on it when the door stays open?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so smart.
And that's just my beer fridge down here. It's not even a full-size fridge. It's a beer fridge where I keep my body armor light from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling Company.
He lives that bougie Division I lifestyle, folks. That's for sure.
Division I lifestyle is what I'm doing. Thank you for pointing
Tyler
that
writes,
out.
and Ross is in the gated community?
Come on now. Man. Hey, look who's joining us. Good morning, Bruno. What's going on, buddy?
Sorry, I looked at my watch and I realized I was a little late. You know, my refrigerator, when I'm stocking from the grocery store, my refrigerator, after a little, long enough time, the light turns off. It's kind of like F you.
Oh.
And then it does,
it does do
the beep. It does the freezer and the door beep. I just got a fridge not that long ago, but part of that invest DSM stuff.
Yeah, maybe I need a new fridge because mine doesn't beep at me.
Well, it's kind of annoying. I will tell you that. And it starts, okay, do I have a fire alarm going up? And you're like, oh, the fridge is open because I wasn't smart enough to shut the door all the way.
Bruno, what your T-shirt? It looks like a raven beak or something. And we see your Barntown mug. That's classy. We love us some Pete.
Oh, this is
Is that a raven? What is that?
No, that's a loon.
Oh, it's for the Minnesota FC. Is that what they are?
More or less, yeah. It's the
It's a Tyler knew. It's a loon.
It's a loon. Just like myself. So yeah, what's up, y'all?
Well,
not much,
got
buddy.
The Sweet 16 today, and we were telling everybody to go. I had to sit El Bait Shop and High Life Lounge. I mean, what a perfect time to get lunch or for dinner. You can start with some wings, some tater tots. Start watching that first game, which is Texas-Purdue. Got the Iowa game on, and just stay and drink beer and eat food all night. That's what that was my suggestion earlier.
No, it's and all of our places have these 80-inch screens. Not all of them, but most of them have the High Life does them. If we had an 80-inch screen, it'd fill up the wall. It'd be kind of overdone. But the Bait Shop has a big TV. We have projection at Hessen. All of them have the big TVs, and it's a good place to go. You don't have to order, you don't have to do anything. You just order your food. They bring it to you, watch the game, and have a good time. Bunch of people there. Yeah, I would say that's a great thing. I've watched every single game. Now I have the YouTube so I can hit key plays. So some of them I didn't like. One, I already knew the final. I don't want to watch one of these teams that got clobbered. I don't want to watch the whole game. It's really super boring. But I texted Ross the other night when I watched that Iowa game. Holy crap. That was like Iowa had the moment of the year. I mean, I guess St. John's had it too, but not quite the same. I don't think.
Yeah, beating a number one seed, it adds to it a lot. It's the moment of the tournament so far.
Yeah, I think Barkley has St. John's going to the final game. So I mean, I'm not saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying no one had Iowa. That's the real difference to me. I mean, of course, diehard Iowa fans have, if it's even possible, and diehard Iowa State fans, they might have Iowa State playing in the end. You know, you've seen those brackets before, but that's always like, if you're putting money down on it, you're throwing your money away. But it's pretty good. I love watching the tournament. Everything about the NCAA tournament, I'm gonna just for a brief second, is why I personally like soccer, because there is that moment. It's always tension until the end, and then there's something can happen, and when something happens, it's just miraculous a lot of time. It's like
Iowa
that
game is just like that. You
Perfect.
know, you're like,
Yep.
You know, and also there's the you know, is my team going to win? We have our best player sitting on the bench. You know, like seconds into the game, Jefferson goes out, and you're like, okay, well, that's it for them. If you watch those games, those other teams are just like, they were so befuddled. They were so pissed off. They didn't understand how, like, they've never had defense on them like that before. Like, Iowa State's defense is insane. It absolutely is insane.
A lot of the teams that are left right now, Bruno, almost every team that's left is a top 20 defensive team. They're all really good. But you're right. Iowa State's elite. They're like top 3 or 4.
Top, you know, but they say defense wins championships. You know, that's a football thing. But I think it definitely can be a basketball thing too. It's just
in basketball, the difference can be how the game is called. You know what I mean? You can play really aggressive defense and get a bunch of fouls called on you, or you can play aggressive.
And then you're kind of done and dusted.
Yeah.
But
had a couple people asking.
Go ahead.
Asking about some things, Bruno. One, I saw a billboard the other day with a bunch of the full court press establishments on it, and I believe it's tonight. 10% of all sales at several of your restaurants are 10% of that's going back to Des Moines Public Schools tonight. Is that right?
Yes, and you know why I know that is because my good friend Jan Freed, who was my college professor in business, texted me the other day and said, "Good on you for doing that for the Des Moines schools." I'm like, "Oh, thank you," but I had no idea what I was saying.
I didn't know we were doing it.
But thanks for clearing that up to me.
Pat myself on the back. Pat myself on the back.
Perfect.
Well, I think here's the deal. We do a lot of, you know, we're doing, we're providing breakfast burritos, and this is my wife and I personally, to the soccer team for their kind of season kickoff this year. We do all sorts of donations for the art party, and we do things that whenever we can get involved, I always do. I always mention the one thing I don't like to have to mention it, but I do mention it, is that a few years back, your alma mater, Ross, East had a social media post. It's like, we're super happy to have a washer and dryer at our school now for our 40% of our kids who are like don't have stable housing or are unhoused totally. You know, I'm like, yeah, that's the town I live in. That's the state I live in. That's how we're taking care of, you know, our kids. Like, we got to do something. So whenever I can, I do.
This is why, Bruno, listen, I'll tell people, I help out with the East High Golf Classic. It's coming up here in a couple months. It is a great way to donate money to a local high school. 100% of the money that is raised that doesn't pay for the golf goes to help the kids at East High. There's no salaries. Nobody takes any money. We get a couple free lunches to plan the event. And other than that, we have raised a gentleman by the name of Paul Rognes, who his wife just passed away in the last couple weeks and last week. And he's raised over $1 million for East High School over the last 25 years or 30 years. It's been amazing what they've done. And all of that money goes back to help the students at East High School. So when you can help out with things like that and take advantage of a cool opportunity to play around a golf and it helps, it goes a long ways with specific charities.
One of the largest endowments in the U.S., if not the largest at East, is a good salve to the problems that the kids are having currently. So it's nice that gets raised. You know, there's a lot of there's a lot of people in this country from the top down that, you know, see what they can get out of it, and then they don't realize that they got to live in this country too, you know. And It's just not a way to. You only get one shot to live. You can't be that way. That brings me to one thing. I had a story that I thought was pretty neat. So it says bright idea, lonely. If you're a college student in Boston, you can stop at the Call a Boomer phone booth on the Commonwealth Avenue in Brooklyn, and free of charge, connect with an older person living in a senior housing facility in Reno, Nevada. Set up phones. A partial social experiment based on data shows that young people and seniors are loneliest among age groups. The goal of the project is to inspire generational connections through meaningful conversations. It's a calls work either way, and no one picks up, the caller can leave a message. But kind of a neat little story that I work out at a retirement community here in town, and there's a lot of people that look like, it's neat. There's a lot of people that are spending time together, and I think it makes all the difference.
Yeah, I mean, that's why people go to your bars in restaurants, to spend time together and have a good time and have that social interaction. I do have it. We're talking about that because before you hopped on, Ross, we were talking about robots, right? And robots that are delivering food and stuff like that. So a couple of years ago, and we may have talked about this, I can't remember, but I was in like Kearney, Nebraska. I was in North Platte, one of those towns, and they had a sports bar to where a service person came and took your order, but you never saw them again. A robot came and delivered everything.
I remember you telling us this.
Do you ever see that happening at your establishments, or does that take away the whole? Because to me, I'm not tipping anybody. If all you did was take my order, it's like going to McDonald's. Oh, you took my order. I'm not going to leave a tip at McDonald's. If a robot brings me my food, brings a pitcher of water over so I can refill my own pitcher, that takes the whole service industry to a different level, right? I tip good service.
I will tell you, the only time I've ever seen that in Des Moines, and it is a robot, is actually, I don't think it's bad to say where I go. Wesley Acres is where I work out, and Wesley Acres is where I spent time. My parents-in-law were there. But I've visited folks that are staying there, and they have a person comes up and takes your order, they write it down, and then you can see the robot. The robot comes out of the kitchen, the staff loads up the tray, and then the robot carries it out to the table. And then they come out and they hand it out to everyone. You don't have to serve of course, no senior citizens have to serve themselves off of the tray. Now that, it's hard to get staff. So I understand that particular one, but in my industry, I've been against that since day one. I've heard about this where you can order at the table, COVID, the QR codes. I think QR codes were useful during COVID, but they're really annoying. I think a lot of people decided that that's how they're going to move forward. But I mean, just stay at home. A lot of it is just stay at home and have Uber deliver if that's what you want. Because sometimes people don't want to interact and they just want their food and they want to have good food, and that's fine. Do it that way. But gosh, I was watching this whole thing on Wisconsin taverns and saloons last night. It's really cool. I should share it with you, Ross. It's just an hour-long thing from Wisconsin PBS. But there's this one bar that they don't have TVs. They've never done any of that kind of stuff. And it's all, sort of older people go there, but families, how Wisconsin bars are.
Yeah.
And as I looked, I was like, I didn't spot a TV in the room. I don't think they ever had one. And that's just how they do it. It's a community center of sorts. Old folks playing cards, people talking, of course, rolling dice with, at the bar. And I don't know. That's just the way it should be. I mean, if you want to read a book, go read a book. But if you want to sit in a booth at a restaurant and essentially read a book with your phone, looking at your phone the whole time, and what are you doing? I mean, it's just not a way to live a life. We're here to take care of each other, right? Like this guy in Tommy Lynch, 42 in England, went to the hospital waking up with blue skin. His buddy, his roommate, was a caregiver, and said, "Hey, this." He said his skin, and he saw his skin and whisked him to the emergency room. Said, "You got to get you. It looks like you're deprived of oxygen." The doctors assessed him and prudently rubbed his arm with an alcohol wipe, revealing his ailment. Sleeping on new unwashed dark blue sheets. I never... I never knew you had to wash your sheets before you sleep in them. So, yeah.
I mean, do you wash clothes before you wear them? I don't. If my wife brings a new shirt home, I don't wash it
Good
first.
point. No, but I do with sheets.
I don't
It's not
have
like I get new
I don't
sheets
have
a lot.
dark blue navy sheets, but I also don't have sheets. I don't buy sheets that, I don't go, it's like, oh, $10 sheets.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going to sleep in them, I'm going to spend up a little bit. I was at a Marriott in Coralville once, and I slept during I thought it was an amazing thing. We were out drinking at Burfest, and then I went and slept, and then the next day we were all meeting back up. But the room in Hollow was set up as a brand new Marriott. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but I just had the most amazing sleep of my life, especially after drinking. I got online, talked to my neighbor. She works for Marriott, and she said, yeah, you can go online and buy all the stuff. So I got online. I bought everything that was on that bed except for the mattress.
And you love it.
Well, sleeping is important,
Oh, dude.
It is very important.
So, gosh, we got trying to not always tell you everything that we're doing, but there is some save the date things coming up.
By the way, this segment is for you to tell us what you're doing.
It's okay. Yeah, tell us what's happening. It's all right, man. Don't feel bad about it.
Well, but I also it can get a little redundant. I do have a few new things. If you pick up the City View these days, a friend of the show, I believe, I know he's Choice Creative. He works at Choice Creative. Jason Shreve of JCDs and Hobbies, he's having his National Record Store Day, which is on the 18th of April, and he's got good deals. Looks like
That's
he's got
Bacon Fest, isn't it?
What?
That's Bacon Fest.
No, the week prior is that Bacon Fest.
Is April 18th is Bacon Fest?
No, April 12th, I believe.
Oh, I thought it was the 18th.
Either way,
Yeah,
April
sorry.
18th, Jay's going to have...
This kind of falls into, well, thanks for telling me. Maybe I don't know what's going on. But I will say that Bacon Fest and National Record Store Day don't interfere with each other. You are right. Bacon Fest is on the 18th. I was going to bring up Bacon Fest, but from what I understand, the tickets are gone.
I was going to ask you about that because Brooks said last week there was 44 left. So think about that. Gone.
I might be wrong, but I also know that they were selling out quickly because it's a smaller venue and all that stuff. I figured that kind of took care of itself. But if get on to baconfest.com or search it and get your tickets now if there's still some available. That was always a fun event when we first did it. But yes, it is on Bacon Fest Day, but it's also National Record Store Day. That's nothing anyone can do about that. And they've got 25% off pre-owned vinyl, all new product. All pre-owned CDs are going to be 50% off. But to the first 30 people, this is why I'm saying it more than I think Jason's got a good thing going at JCD and Hobbies. It is first 30 people get a free large pizza from Fong's at each one of their 3 locations.
Wow.
$20 gift card. Yeah.
The first 30 people are going to get a gift card for a free pizza at Fong's at all 3 locations on the 18th.
Yes. If you're in line at there to get in, which they have a line during these days, is one of the biggest days of the year for Jason. If you're there early enough to be in line, you have potential. I'm not guaranteeing it. He might do it a little bit differently. But they're giving away 30 gift cards for folks standing in line. It says here coupon it's a coupon, but it's a gift card from Fong's for the first 30 customers at each location for the first 30. So yes,
it's not, now, and again, just to clear, is it be in line or do you actually have to go in the store and purchase something? I would think it'd be first 30 customers that
I would think anyone that's going there is going to be there. I mean,
you're not going to stand in line.
Because I'm going to tell you, this record store day is sort of old school. There's going to be people there an hour before opening, from what I understand. Because they want to land rush it and get all the cool stuff.
Wow.
It's sort of like Black Friday. So Yeah.
Bruno, do you have any things? Do you have any things like that you collect? I mean, I remember for a long time you were, when you had one hell of a beer collection, maybe one of the best in all of America. You kind of whittled that down. Do you have anything that you collect?
I used to collect beer. I used to collect whiskey. I don't have any beer. I have a friend coming over to watch basketball on Friday, and I said, bring your own beer because I don't have any.
That's amazing.
And then I have whiskey, but I have stuff that's more or less like it's stuff like Pappy Van Winkle where I can get money for it if I ever wanted to sell it.
I see. Yeah.
But then, so I had comic books. I had laser discs. I had a laser disc player. I had CDs. I had vinyl. I had cassettes, and I sold them to Jason earlier this year. He'll come to your house and buy your stuff.
Yes, he will.
And I had a chunk of stuff. So it was nice too. I have one cabinet upstairs that I still have my stuff. But I'm trying not to have stuff because it's just overwhelming. So the National Record Store Day kicks off. Fong's thing, that's him. But it also, that Monday coming up is Hitler's birthday. No, excuse me, it's 420. 420 Earth Day. We're having a 420 Earth Day party all the week of. So on 420, we're going to have beers on at the bait shop. We're also going to have beers on at the Lucky Horse Library. We're going to be working with Three Floyds Exile, Fair State, Tellurian, and Thai Tonka Brewing Company. They all have either, like, Exile has a beer called Dankalope, and Thai Tonka has a beer called Middle of Nowhere OG Kush.
These are, by the way, Travis, just in case you're lost, these are marijuana strands.
Okay.
Yeah, these are strains.
I'm lost.
Yeah, this is weed.
Release the doinks. They put terpenes. They put small little amount of terpenes from marijuana, like
terpenes are the things that give you a little buzz.
Well, but no, it gives it like the flavor and it goes like when you smell it, it's like that smells like weed. I mean, it's essentially. So we're rolling out those beers. We're going to have them, and then Tellurian is means of the earth. So they always celebrate a week of Earth Day. So on Wednesday, Earth Day at 422. They're going to be there, and we're going to give out seedlings for about 5 or 6 different trees. For every pint you buy, they're going to give you a seedling while supplies last.
Love it.
Look at you.
And then Fair State will come to town. We're going to hang out with them for 3 days, the 22nd through the Friday, which that Friday and Saturday is Drake Relays. So we're going to we're kind of
the relays coming up already.
Wow.
We're hitting spring hard right out of the gate. Starting with Record Store Day and Bacon Fest all the way into relays.
Bruno, one of our fishing buddies, TJ, wrote to me and said, last year, my buddy and I camped out overnight for the Record Store Day. That's
pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty
well.
You could also win.
He'll be getting a free pizza for his troubles.
You could also win a $100 gift card to El Bait Shop and a $50 gift card to Central City Liquors by make sure to get your picks in. If you've signed up for the Washed Up Walk-Ons Rush Radio Show March Madness pool, get your pick. We're doing it round by round. This wasn't a fill out. We got over 250 people signed up. Some of you haven't done that yet today. You get an email reminder. A lot of people are, but if you haven't made your Sweet 16 picks, do so. Hawks play at 6:30 tonight. Go to El Bait Shop High Life Lounge to watch the game, enjoy it, and drink some brews. We'll be talking about that game plus the Iowa State showdown tomorrow on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Bruno, thank you so much.
See you soon, Bruno.
Seeing you.
Yeah.
Bye, buddy.
Enjoy your Thursday, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiskus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
As winter turns to spring and the world comes alive again, one thing remains true. Potholes can really mess up your day. From busted tires to knocking your alignment out of whack, hitting a pothole can cause some serious damage. For the month of March, Land Rover Des Moines is offering 20% off a pothole special. Tire rotate, balance, and alignment package to keep you on the road. Give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire, a front row tickets to every show millionaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.